What's up, fantasy people? This is Tyler Big Turd Ward and Jason Lucky Bastard Youthful coming at you live from two different states, one time zone. And this is part 2 of our weekend wrap-up show. And this is the Fantasy Footballin' Show. I feel like Daenerys Targaryen announcing all my titles before everybody I meet.
Barrel Rider.
Well, I just got done watching the latest episode of House of Dragons.
Lucky.
I've got a house of dogs right here. Is this how these dragons fight all the time? These dogs are fighting, knocking my camera. So anyways, we're going to pick up where we left off. The first episode, we went over 4 games that we thought were fantasy relevant. And here we're going to go over 2 more. Dude, these dogs are making it seem like there's an earthquake in California. So anyways, we're going to hit first is the Raiders versus the Titans. And
yeah. Titans.
So I wanted to ask you, Jason.
Oh, ask me. Let me hear it.
Did you know that future Hall of Famer Matt Collins completed threw a pass yesterday?
Did I miss that?
And it was to himself, and he ran it in for a touchdown.
What?
Only the first part was true.
Oh man, I was like, I must have watched an edited version on live TV. I don't remember that. Like,
I wanted to get a real reaction from you.
That happens. That happens, man. Mariota's done it. Brad Johnson's done it. Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay. Well, Derek Carr probably wishes Matt Collins was throwing the ball more. Did you watch that game?
I watched a little bit of it. I wanted to see how the Titans were going to do after they got slaughtered against the Bills, and it looked like they went back to the run game, and Henry did pretty well. 20-85, and 1 touchdown. But the huge thing that I liked about Henry, 5 receptions, 58 yards on 6 targets.
Right. And, I'm a Henry owner.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was really starting to panic. And this was a game with Dontre Hilliard in the game.
Yeah.
So to see him catching passes was great. And, man, when you see him catch a pass, he looks huge. He looks so big.
He's the biggest guy alive.
It's one thing to see him coming out, by all the offensive linemen coming out of that. He looks the same size. But, man, like, when he's surrounded by cornerbacks and linebackers, it's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like they realized, like, oh, yeah, Derrick Henry is the best player on our team. We need to get him the ball somehow, some way.
Well, if he gets a couple steps, like if he doesn't get hit in the backfield, he looked good, man. Like he looks surprisingly fast to me. So yeah, I was really encouraged.
He had 18 more rushes than Hilliard. Hilliard was only 2 for 8.
Yeah, but Hilliard is usually the pass catching back, so I was kind of afraid about that.
Yeah,
but that was great.
I think he'll still get catches throughout the year, Hilliard. But it's good that you're seeing Henry also catch out of the backfield because they need to get him the ball plenty and often and a lot.
Yeah, and I was thinking about trading him for somebody after this game if he had a good game. But actually getting my eyes on him and watching him, I thought he looked great. So I heard he was slow. I heard all this stuff, but there was no evidence of that to me. So
no, he looked like the king, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and then as far as passing, the person that caught more passes than him, Bobby Trees. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I thought it was Woods.
Yeah, well, Robert Woods, so that's what they call him, Bobby Trees. That's what he calls himself.
I did not know that.
You didn't?
Nice little factoid.
That was back when he was on the Rams. But yeah, 4 for 85, but he had 9 targets. So this is bad for Treylon Burks, people, because I thought Treylon Burks was the only dude in town because Robert Woods wasn't showing up. But man, if you watch that game, Robert Woods looked great. So
yeah, not
bad. And then I saw that Nick Westbrook. Have you ever heard of you? Was he not the same guy that was really good for the Titans last year?
Say that again.
His name was like Nick Westbrook or something like that. Because there was somebody with a very similar name last year that was like really doing well for Tennessee last year.
I thought it was AJ Brown.
No, dude, it was this other guy that's getting all the targets. But anyways, for the Raiders, same crap, man. Different day.
Yeah. Hollins had a great game. Yeah, 10 targets. That's not going to happen every week. Don't count on that to happen every week. Same
Never
thing
happen
though.
again.
Yeah, yeah. Devontae Adams also had 10 targets, but he only caught half the passes, 5 receptions for 36 yards. And I don't know if the chemistry net is now off or if defenses are like, let's just do what we can to prevent Devontae Adams from doing what they're doing, because whatever defenses are doing, it's working. Are the Raiders like 0-3 right now? They haven't even won a game.
Yeah, and I was listening to this Devontae Adams quote today, and it was like, I'm getting double and triple teams, so like I'm not getting the balls, whatever. He's like, but the same thing happened in Green Bay, and I had some of my best years. So he sounded like he was very frustrated.
Yeah. Well, he's like, well, that's what happens when you downgrade quarterbacks. Adams.
I think he's realizing right now that Derek Carr is not that great. So, and we're Derek Carr people, man. We're Bakersfield boys.
Yeah,
so.
from Bakersfield.
We're from Bakersfield. We made it out with all our teeth, just
the
like
armpit of California.
Carr.
But yeah, we dirt for supper.
But he threw for 300 yards. But
because they're not doing much on the run game, so he just had a throw. Most of the game, he was down by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to support like one pass catcher at a game, but you don't know if it's going to be Devontae Williams or if it's going to be Darren Waller. So, Darren Waller was getting targeted a ton, I thought, when I watched the game, but when I look at it afterwards, it's only 5 targets.
Yeah, well, he dropped a touchdown pass that led to an interception that pretty much
I watched that, and he's like, oh man, but then but even had Devontae caught that, he wouldn't have gone in time.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was a messed up play. I don't know who designed that, but yeah, Josh McDaniels not looking that great.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty much all the relevance out of those games.
Yeah,
that game.
Yeah. I don't know how much you're going forward though. Would you try to trade for Devontae Adams?
He's a sell low right now, I think.
I would try to trade for him, depends on what I'm giving up, but I would imagine they're going to get this stuff figured out. And Devontae Adams is the type of veteran wide receiver that's going to demand the ball.
Yeah.
So, like you're going to hear, he already used the media once. He's probably going to continue to do that. So
give me the ball. I want the ball.
Yeah. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy for something. I was trying to figure out what it was. No, I wish, dude. I wish it was just my cats. These dogs are crazy. So yeah, Matt Collins, I wouldn't even. I'd have to see it another week before I put any waiver money on that thing.
Yeah, which I don't think is going to happen.
Right.
So I want to kind of stay in that division and talk about the Chargers. Everyone had high hope about the Chargers. Chargers look hurt. They looked hurt in yesterday's game, and they're missing Keenan Allen. Bosa went out with a groin injury. The O-line is hurt. What's that tackle's name? Rashad Slater out for the season with a torn bicep. And Herbert, he had some good throws out there, but he had a lot of bad throws too, and it looked like he just couldn't get everything into motion with the pain that he had with his rib.
I expected that from Herbert. I didn't expect much, and I think they didn't expect the Jags to be very good either. I think everybody was just taking the day off.
Yeah,
because I mean, dude, that was going to be a smash defense play, and I got -3 points from the Chargers defense.
Yeah,
I'd been better off dropping the Chargers defense.
Yeah, well, but Jags defense, they look quick, they look fast.
Yeah, well. So you're talking about so this was my last factoid, but so the QB has a fractured rib cartilage, the all-pro center out with a knee, all-pro left tackle likely to miss the season with a torn bicep. That's what you said. Number 1 receiver has a strained hamstring. Top pass rusher has a groin injury, and the top cornerback is not responding as expected to the ankle surgery. So it's like every single position of importance on the Chargers.
Yeah.
Is just like going down.
They're battling injuries right now, and you can see it. You saw it in like yesterday's game. Jacksonville looked like the Chargers, and Chargers were looking like old Jags.
Yeah, and so as far as the Jaguars go, I would be comfortable starting Trevor Lawrence probably. If you, I mean,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
you need
expect
to.
30-point games, but if you need 20 points,
Mhm.
I would start Trevor Lawrence and Zay Jones. Looks like he might be a good waiver pickup. So
Yeah, and there was a touchdown opportunity that was missed with Ingram. He caught it in the end zone, but at the very last second, his foot came off, and
oh,
they challenged it, and
you're probably so happy. Then,
I know I was. I
oh.
was like, heck yes, heck yeah. I knew that was going to be a tough matchup for him anyway. He's got Derwin James on him, covering him. It's like, I'm not thinking about this week. I'm thinking about the next week's. But there was an
Hey,
so Trevor Lawrence could have had another touchdown. They ended up doing a field goal on that play. The running backs for Jacksonville looked really good. James Robinson had a 600-yard game. He had a 50-yard touchdown, which in our league, there's a bonus for touchdown plays over 50 yards. And Travis, let's see, Etienne,
yeah, they're using him in space more.
1345, but he also had 3 receptions for 30 yards on 3 targets. He looked better than he did the last 2 games, so he might be growing into the position. And I want to actually go into the Chargers defense or running backs right now. Do you know what running back led the Chargers in rushes and yards?
Yeah, it was Sony Michel.
Yep. That's
No, the
not
number.
what Eckler owners want to hear.
Well, Eckler got 8 for 48. But is that what you're going to rely on? It's like so Sony Michel last week taking all the goal line carries.
Yep.
Sony Michel might be a good pickup whenever Justin Herbert gets healthy and they start scoring a lot of points again.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. I would try to trade for Eckler if you're giving up like just like something way below value. But he is a sell low right now because every single thread and every single thing, the number one panic player right now is all Eckler. It's everybody's number one panic player.
Yeah. I highly doubt he's going to reach 20 touchdowns this year.
Oh, dude, he's gonna be lucky to get 6.
Yeah.
So, and it's not, and this isn't helping that. It might be helping him. Like he saw 8 targets yesterday. He might not get that when we're throwing downfield to more without cracked rib cartilage. So,
Now Keenan Allen coming back.
Yeah. So, I mean, going forward, you might want to look into Sony Michel. He averaged over 4 yards a carry. And, he's a professional and good at pass blocking. So I would look into that. Are you writing that down?
No.
So you can watch my waiver show. But yeah, dude, James Robinson, last time he was in LA, he got benched by Urban Meyer for fumbling. So, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then Trevor Lawrence is like, "Where's my guy?" And then they got to Trevor Lawrence got him put back in.
I got to tell you a secret, though.
Hmm.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So, yeah. So what I see from this are Travis Etienne is getting to the point where you might be able to start him in a flex eventually. He's not going to be what you wanted because James Robinson came back from his injury way better than anybody thought.
Yep.
And let's see. Sony Michel, you're going to want to pick up. And Trevor Lawrence, you might want to pick up too. Zay Jones, 11 targets.
So, I think pick up Zay Jones, but keep him on your bench.
Yeah, if this becomes a normal thing, stack him with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, the Chargers secondary is pretty good, and like I said earlier, Derwin James was also covering their tight end.
Yeah,
I mean he had oh my god, why do I just have him? Oh, he had targets. The tight end Ingram, but they just couldn't connect, a lot of pass deflections and stuff like that. Kirk actually did play well too, even without getting any touchdowns. He had some catches.
He got a touchdown.
Kirk did?
Yeah, and he got 9 targets. So he's the wide receiver you want.
You know what was very frustrating about watching that game is that Zay Jones is number 7, Kurt is 13, and Ingram is 7. And I couldn't. It was so hard to tell who was. I was like, was that Ingram? No, it was It was Zay Jones. God dang it. It was so frustrating to watch.
And then so Josh Palmer was supposed to be the guy coming in that plays well in Keenan Allen's stead.
He did
And that
play
held
well.
and that held true. You got all the targets.
699. Yeah.
And then you're a Mike Williams owner. What are you doing?
You're waiting for Keenan Allen to come back, apparently. So you would think like with Keenan Allen gone that he was going to really produce, but they're doubling that guy. He only throws it to him when you see single coverage, and he threw it to him one time, ended up getting a touchdown, and then you know what? They're going back. They're like, we're not going to let Mike Williams beat us over the top or out jump us.
Yeah,
So.
and I mean, if you drafted Mike Williams, you should know that he's going to get you, two. There's going to be 2 catch weeks. There's going to be 10 catch weeks.
Yep.
So I think it's part of what it was built in the draft. I mean, if you wanted to trade him, I'd still trade for him. So I'm just saying for people in the future, I wouldn't be afraid of it. Oh, Gerald Everett, he did not do well for the first time, which was interesting. So maybe Joshua Palmer was actually getting, taking targets away from Gerald Everett as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, he had 6 targets still, but he's been getting hyper targeted and not so much.
Well, like I said, right now the Chargers are hurt. They're hurt on every phase of the game.
I'm holding on to Gerald Everett. I'm still trying to see if I can package him to trade for somebody, but Kyle Pitts went off, so I can't do that anymore. So
yeah, Kyle Pitts finally had a good game.
Yeah, so I was going against Drake London, and I was like, oh, so he's gonna have a huge game. He didn't do anything, but then what's his name? Devontae Smith had 30 points or whatever. I can't believe it.
Well, London got a touchdown though.
Oh, did he? Oh, well, There you go, dude. No wonder I lost. It's been a rough year, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy year.
If you believed in the Broncos or believed in the Chargers and all this, gosh, man. Yeah. Anyways, you should be able to stretch divisions.
Expect the unexpected. Like the Chiefs lost. The Chiefs lost to the Colts. What?
Yeah, well, the Colts defense is good, so they should be playing. They should be playing them tighter. And I was going against Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor didn't do anything, so that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it didn't matter. I was gonna say, yeah, and dude, you probably can't wait till you have a quarterback that just scores you 20 points.
I can't wait to have a team that scores me 20 points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, is there anything else you want to talk about, Jason?
I think that's it. Just remember, in fantasy football, it's not how you start; it's how you end.
Yeah, just make it to the playoffs. Set yourself up for playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sweating it. So you just got to keep on trying. If you keep on trying, you'll be all right.
Yep.
Enough
keep
people
on trekking.
Yeah, my dogs are barking at me. It's time to go. Anyways, if you like this video, watch this. Come here. If you look at the camera. If you like this video, be sure to give it a pause up. Woo! And if you don't like this video, give it a pause down. You can't even see her paws; they're so far down. Oh.
She looks excited. That's great. Let's also make sure our amazing followers know that we have more videos coming out this week on our play or pause.
That's good. I thought you were talking about our pause like this.
I was thinking about her pause.
That's good.
Whatever.
Play your pause. Yeah. All right. And I'll be coming out with the waiver show tomorrow. So we will be seeing you then. So thank you so much for watching. And this was a fantasy football show.
See ya.
Later.